we shall be continuing with the expansion of the harbour and hopefully putting in some of the farmers' cottages around here, as we mentioned last week, and figuring out quite what we're doing with the fields and stuff around here. It would be nice to get this all tidied up and sorted out, but I thought we'd pop in and check on the villagers before we commit to anything. Somebody's in the river again. Yeah, I keep having to put a boat down here because they keep getting stuck in the river. I don't mind, it's pretty easy to deal with them. You just do that. Where are you trying to go? Alright, you can get out, I'll leave you to it. But the villagers are actually doing fine. I gave them some more bread, and I think I counted them earlier, and we are up to a minimum of 11. It might be 13, but I think I was double counting the pair that I saw. Hi! They all seem to really like this guardhouse, and I get quite a few fishermen along here. I think there's 2 or 3 fishermen, because there's a couple of barrels hidden away. Sometimes even see somebody up on the walls. That's quite cute. That's quite nice seeing them up there. And I have so far not seen anybody walk into the berry bushes, which is also very nice because it means hopefully I can keep them. I do sometimes find a group of people stuck in the pig pen, which is quite funny. I did find one guy had actually managed to fall in here, because of course he did, and he actually got out without being prickled. I put a gateway in at the back, see if I can get round. Nope, I can't, I'm getting prickled. He did better than me. So yeah, I put a gateway in at the back and he managed to get all the way through without being prickled, so I think provided there's a path, they're quite good at dodging the berries. Better than I am, certainly. So they're doing fine, they're doing dandy, they're going to bed, and I've not seen any trouble so far. I've seen no mobs spawn in here. I have found pillagers, but if you just fly away, they despawn pretty quickly, so that's the only real problem I've realised with this place, is if I make a load of free-roaming villagers, is I'm not going to be able to go anywhere if I have any kind of bad omen, or I'm going to trigger very problematic raids. I think raids would do a lot of damage here once the Ravagers come out. I was playing casually over the weekend and did a couple of little jobs. I've made, back here, come between the 2 back doorways, there is now a hidden trapdoor to an ugly overflow storage room. It's just a square. I've got a lava farm down here. I already have, oh no, I was going to say I have all my buckets, but I've remade some buckets, didn't I? But I already have quite a bit of lava brewing up. I've got that one full, that one full. Sometimes just find myself in need of it and never have any, so this needed to come back. I've also made a Basalt Farm. This is what I've generated so far. It goes so fast with a beacon. It's like insta-mine, ridiculous. You'll get like a full row in 30 seconds. It's insane. And I've already been smelting some of it to make the smooth basalt, because this is obviously what we make the outsides of the geodes with. And I keep running out of that, so this is very handy. Although it's very, very hidden behind the stone walls, this design is by Fancy Craft, which I shall again link in the description, as always. I also tried fishing for Nautilus shells, and I got 3 more. I had 1 left over from my wandering trader, and then I had 3 more from fishing. I have managed to make myself a good fishing rod as well. I don't think there's any other enchantments I want on that, but it's doing the job at the moment. I also went back to the mangrove forest because I wanted to test if the recording worked any better with the new settings. It was still a little clunky, but I was able to get it to look okay. But whilst I was out there, I did manage to find 2 more parrots. I got 2 of the same one, which is the blue one. The kind of blue macaw, not the pure blue. That one. This one. Very cute. So now we only need 1 more parrot. I also managed to tame an ocelot, but it doesn't do anything. It's still out there. I don't think you can bring them back other than dragging them back on leads, and I don't really need it here. I think it'll look a bit out of place. I'll maybe get ocelots if we have another village, like an appropriate one, a jungle or maybe a desert. That might be quite nice. Hi. Oh, you were able to get out there. Oh, I suppose you can, can't you? How have you got out here? Oh, you're bamboozling people. You're not doing any harm, though. I'm just really curious how he got out here. Are they more consistently moving into this part of the village? Yeah. They are spreading, little by little, they're spreading. And before we move on, a little announcement. I have finally opened Discord. Quite a few people have been asking about Discord, and so now there is one, it'll be in the description. I also have an Instagram where I'll be posting my thumbnail artwork and maybe some screenshots, but yeah, that'll be about it, really. I am completely unfamiliar with Discord, I have no idea what you do with it. For the moment there is no plan, it might be a bit clunky to begin with, but it's already got quite a good vibe going. A few people managed to catch the link that I snuck into last week's description, so some people are already on there. I didn't announce it because I wasn't sure that it was, like, done. So I've had a couple of people join and they've been using it and it seems to be working fine. Doesn't seem to be any issues, so yep, I think it's ready to go. Have a look in the description and join in if you want to. I also realised as I was editing last week that I forgot a ring on the conduit. It should have a horizontal ring as well, shouldn't it? Oh well, it did the job I needed. I need to move it again today anyway to do part of the river clearing down here, just so that it's giving me its full benefit. But yes, we'll get set up, I'll get my beacon out, I'll move the conduit, and I'll start putting the harbour down. There we are. I think that is the full portal. I think I missed these side ones last time. It still did the job. Yep, that should now give me the full distance. I've just moved it up the river a bit just in case. Oh, hi dude, you can get all the way out here now, can you? Time for a beacon. I think I need to clear some trees, which is a shame because I like the trees around here. I think I'm going to lay out where the harbour's actually going to go first and then start clearing stuff out, because I only want to clear a little bit of this just to make it maybe 4 blocks deep, something like that. I don't want it to be very deep like this one is. Make it so that it joins fluidly into the river, probably through this gully bit here. I would also like to put a lighthouse here at some point, I just don't know where and when. I might even do it today. We'll see. Anyway, trees down. Very quickly, that is done. I thought I was recording with the replay mod, but apparently not. So, you are going to miss me chopping down some trees. I know, isn't that tragic? Last fall. I'd like to keep this little island bit, if I can. It'll get changed, it'll get tidied up a bit and squared off a little. Bring it up a little, put some walls in, might put something on here. Don't know what. I'm getting some stone to fill my shulker boxes, and I recently remembered that I've got these two here as well that are also full of stone. That should be more than enough. And I can start blocking in roughly where this harbour is going to go. I'm thinking, have a bit come out here, not too far, maybe about halfway down this length, and then cut it back in again, maybe duplicate this on that side, and then have this bit stay quite high where the river is, and then cut it back in again, slightly shallower, just make it 3 or 4 blocks deep, and that's where we'll have the little rowboats, these kind of little things, and little handmade boats, but not great big ships. Yeah, okay, that's a plan. Just to get it started, this is 5 wide, like that. I'll lengthen it out in a moment. I legit can't tell if that's the same. I'm going to go to there, and then we'll measure it. What's this one on? 294. 294. Yes, that is then correct. That one might actually be sticking out too far now, because that's going to block the river a little bit, so I might pull it in maybe 5 blocks or so. Let's go to about there, because that's where that sandbank is. Yeah, that feels better. That feels like it's following that angle a bit better now. I'm thinking around here on this flat bit might be where we put the lighthouse, because then things can go into here, or they can continue round and go into this harbour. So do I just build the lighthouse into the dock area? It would make sense. I actually think I want the lighthouse to be lower down. I think I want it to be just above the ground level, so the dock is overlooking it. Yeah, okay, we'll go around it. Yeah, and then I think I'll drop. I think I'll have this bit drop back down, so that can be like a little storage area, or the steps, I suppose. And I've just realised that this bit is actually up a layer. Do I particularly care about that? Do I want to take it up too? I might take it up a second layer. So this I think maybe needs to come out a tiny bit more. I don't think I actually extended it, did I? Again, maybe just 5 blocks or so. That seems okay. Quite like the fact that there are now steps leading around the place. Let's look at it from this side. Yeah, so we've got some steps down here, which will bring you down to the waterfront bit, and I'll fill this in so we can go around to the lighthouse. It'll come around to the town a bit. This is sort of staying on the same level. I'm probably going to bring it back this way a bit, and then maybe have more steps around here coming down. So this could have really big ships coming here, because obviously it's got the height, whereas these would maybe be smaller ones, or mid-size should I say. Now I just need to extend it out here, and then fill it in. So that's the basics down. It's quite a bit bigger than the bit I put in last week, and yeah, it's got a lot of different shapes going on. So hopefully when I get the decoration in, it'll look a little more exciting. I need to get the walls in, and some of the decoration, like I want to continue some of this with the, whatever that's called. I'm going to say it's cut stone brick or something, I don't remember. I think I'll then go and dig all this out. I want to leave a bit of something here, I think. I quite like having that heap there, but I would definitely like to try and pull this in a little bit. And then I've got this area down here is I think where I'm going to put the lighthouse. Just a little something with some redstone lights in it. And there's multiple areas to get down to the lower levels. They can come down a tiered section here, and then again or they can go down the big ramp, and then it'll go across to the town. I think I'll probably have a road going this way as well. I'll maybe have this as like a smaller road that goes along the harbour front, because this will get tidied up a little bit, but it'll go along here and then join into the town, and we'll have a main road that goes to about there-ish and connects up to a road that's wiggling through this bit. Now that I'm clearing the trees, this doesn't look anything like as big as I thought it was, so it's probably going to fill up reasonably quickly, which I'm looking forward to. Anyway, I need to come in and texture this, get some of the mossy stone in and stuff like that, and yeah, then go in, fences, bit of decoration, and tidy up the edges. Okay, so this is the foundation for the harbour done. We've got lots of uppy downy bits, lots of travelling. It's very plain at the moment because obviously there's nothing on it. I will add some more details. I'll add barrels and kelp blocks and all that sort of stuff. We'll have storage and cargo lined up as if it's ready to go. I've kept the texturing pretty simple. It's a bit more beaten up around the bottom of the stairs where there'd be a lot of traffic, and around the edges where the grass is kind of encroaching in. And then these bits are just patches where it's either worn smooth or it's maybe been repaired. Some of this is going to get covered up with the decoration. And I'd quite like to put some stalls here as well, having more stalls with the colourful wool on the tops would actually be really pretty. And then I need to sort out quite what I'm doing with these fields. I have a plan for these. I'm not just going to leave them like this. I do actually have a plan now, and I might tackle that today. We'll see how I feel. Now I need to go in here and start actually digging up and tidying up this bit. Some of it's still very patchy. I need to clear out this bit. I want to leave, like I say, I'd like to leave a little bit of rubble down here from the building work. It's a little too uniform around here compared to this side. This side's had the texturing and the decoration put in, and this side is still very plain. And I could just do to shave off some of these bits and then clear out this. I think these docks will be much smaller. They'll be wooden, and they'll just go to very simple platforms because these are just for the local fishermen. Or maybe even put some little boats out on the river with some people in them so it looks like they're fishing. That might not be today. We'll see. I quite like... I'm in the mood to build today. I'm in the mood to do stuff. But first and foremost, I think I'm going to texture the walls. I think I need to go get some more cobble. Take another row, that should do. Okay. And here we are. This is the foundation work done. I don't think I need it to be any bigger than this. I can get 2 good sized ships in here and it will look like a proper harbour, hopefully. I still need to put the market in. I need to fix this bit of farmland. I need to put some of the farmers' cottages in. Well, not farmers, sorry, fishermen's cottages, which I'm thinking I'm going to put down here somewhere. Maybe there? Do I actually have anywhere to put them today? I'll put them somewhere, maybe around here, maybe this edge part of the farmland, since I'm doing some farmland stuff anyway. Yes, and if I've got time after that, I might do the lighthouse. We shall see. The little dock down here is very simple. It's very similar to the one that is over there, but it's just a lower level so these little boats can get in and out. I'll add boats eventually, as and when I've got designs for them. Tidy up the river properly. There's a couple of funky bits of water. I just hate having those around. I need to fix them. That one's very simple. This is where the lighthouse will go, so it'll be on this patch of land somewhere, so I've just put this here for now, so it's, you know, the path's actually got somewhere to go. The decoration for now is quite simple. Hay bales, kelp, barrels, that kind of stuff. I've got the copper again, since we've established that copper is one of the things they're trading here. And yeah, I haven't put any wooden docks in here, because when I actually came to do it, I realised there's no room. It's going to make it so tight if I have a big ship that's like the full length of this, it's going to end up like 3 or 4 blocks wide in order to fit it in, so it'll look really silly. So instead we're just going to have this as like one big dock. So there's one that side and then there's one on this side as well. Just 2 big spaces for boats to go, and as and when we've got a boat in, I'll decide how it connects to the dock. For now I've just fenced everything in since we've got wandering villagers. They're not meant to be out here, but I do occasionally catch them. They'll come out here eventually, but yeah, for now, baby-proof it a little bit. Next I think I'm going to do this farmland, and then I'll do the cottages. Although I might do the markets first. We'll see. Don't think it really matters. I think I'll probably just do it as one big time lapse, rather than breaking it up. And like I say, if I've got time, I'll go on and do the lighthouse down here. But on that note, that was actually something I wanted to ask you guys about. I've been doing videos weekly because I like the continuity of uploading weekly. But I am aware that sometimes I'm very tight on time towards the end of the week, and I feel like it's actually beginning to sort of show in videos sometimes. I feel like sometimes I've rushed to the end, or I haven't actually done as much in a week as I was hoping I would do. So my question is, do I continue doing weekly, or do I aim to do weekly as much as possible, but occasionally carry over to allow an episode to have the breathing room if it needs it? I would like to stay consistent if I can, but I am finding sometimes I'm getting to the end of the week and I'm not quite done, or I'm not where I wanted to be. Yeah, just wondering, what's your thoughts on that? Because I know a lot of you really like the consistency of having an upload on a Friday, and I enjoy it as well. Anyway, on with building. Okie dokie, this is the last of the decorations in for now, before I move villagers in, which I'll probably have to do a different episode. Might even just let them creep in from the village over time, but I think I'll have to move some across. We've got some stalls, which will eventually have just random vendors in them. I've got some trades out for now in case villagers come this way, they can get started. There's 4 full-size stalls, and then there's this kind of like just covering that doesn't really have anything in it. It's just like a little shelter. I might put more of these in. Yeah, there's a box of chickens as well, but it looks a bit weird. I might put another stall or 2 around once I've got a boat in and I know how visually big the boat is, like how much it takes up of a view, because otherwise it's going to end up so cluttered. There's some horses up here ready to go. I've got so many saddles now, I can leave the saddles on them. And there's another one down here. Ready to pull anything that needs pulling. Aye. No lighthouse yet. I had a change of plans. I was originally going to do a little lighthouse that was maybe just enough. But I've decided instead I actually want to do quite a big thing. I have quite a big tall structure sticking out here. I think it would look nice on the horizon. It'd make a nice silhouette, especially as it fades into the fog. And the fields, I just lifted up. I thought it would make them look more deliberate, and I quite like the fact that you have to do more travelling to get around. You don't just travel along paths, you have to travel up and down as well. We also just get some more wall texture in because I like the wall texture. We've got some little fishermen's cottages with their tatty gardens. Quite messy. They're not very well decorated inside at the moment. I'll like to add more. I'm a little short on things like bookcases because I've been trading all my leather with the villagers. I'm up to 4 full beacons worth of emeralds now, by the way. And again, they're all pretty similar, just slightly different layout. There's a log pile back here. You can only just see it. And when you're down here in this harbour bit, this is the lower part of the harbour, you can just see the cottages here. It's quite nice, a little pop of colour rather than just a wall of trees or fields. Probably end up putting more fields around maybe behind, but there is going to be the path here. At some point there is going to be the path that connects to the main path that going into town. I'll probably do that next week actually, lay out roughly where the paths are going to go, even if I just, you know, smack the dirt a bit. I definitely want to get this one in and decide how it joins up to this main square bit. So yeah, I'm thinking next week, do the lighthouse with its new grander design, and then do some paths and some layout work and figure out where things are going to go. It's weird from the main part of the base though. You just come down and there's suddenly kind of like a bare patch now. That used to just be trees. But it's interesting to see how that'll sit on the horizon. I mean, obviously there's going to be some buildings in the way, but if I can keep some wiggly paths, that would be really nice. Just have a nice travel. No, I'm quite happy with how all of this has come out. I do like having a rapid bit of growth suddenly. We kind of didn't do much with the village, and then boom, suddenly there was a new village. Haven't done much with the harbour, and then boom, there's a harbour. It's very quiet though, it needs some villagers in. I feel like there should be animals as well, of some sort, that move around, but there isn't really anything that you can have roaming free. And I could put livestock, I could have them tethered up, as if they're going to be off to a market somewhere else. Maybe some sheep, because then I can make them colourful. I have got some spare llamas wandering around, it might be worthwhile putting them in the harbour. Maybe that's how the wandering trader gets about. He wanders a little bit, but sometimes you need some public transport. Yeah, I like how this has come out, it's real cute. Some of the buildings in the town are going to be bigger, they're going to be like the ones on the hill. So it's not just going to be all these cottages forever and ever. There will be more eventually. And I realised the other day, I've been in this world, what is this, episode 23? 23 episodes, I've never built myself a house. So maybe one day, soon, I will give myself a house in the town. And then I don't have to sleep in the great big cupboard. Because I've been working around here all episode and these guys have been spawned in, I've been popping in to check on them, and I think they're okay. I have kind of noticed that they're maybe slightly down in numbers, but I actually think they're just spreading out. And for some reason I'm not getting any more of them, even though I've given them a disgusting amount of bread. He's up there, that's kind of adorable. Be safe. There was definitely 11 at the beginning of the episode, and now there is definitely 9. So I don't know where the other 2 have gone, if I'm just miscounting them, or if they're stuck in a hole somewhere. The Endermen are very fond of making holes. I have already found a couple of villagers trapped in one. But no, they seem to be doing alright. I just don't know why, given that there's so many beds and so much bread in circulation, I do not know why we're not getting any more, unless they're just too thinly spread out, if I just need to release a few more villagers and let them keep spreading. And I have noticed, and it's actually very, very cute, that at the end of the day, when, you know, the sun starts to go down, they all actually come to here, because there's a bell above the door, so I think they think that this is like the town centre. But it's really cute because we've got the cook in the back, so I like to think that they're all coming round to get their dinner. They're coming around for a nice big communal supper. And these 2 are always together. They both live here, they never leave, they're always together, they are married. They are inseparable. See, they're always together. Every single time. Yeah, sorry, I won't look. It's a bit creepy. A couple of guys hanging out here. I do keep finding them stuck in the boats. Yep, there's more down here. I've tried to block this path off as much as possible, because when they come back from their dinner, they just cut straight across here. And they just end up in the river every time, so I might just put a little bridge here. That's probably the simplest solution. But that boat does an excellent job of catching them. Otherwise, they might wander out into the bigger ocean. I don't know why that's giving you so much trouble. Come on, there you go. Very good. See, they're spreading deeper into the village now. They're starting to take houses along here. I've seen a couple of farmers around here, but they seem to come and go. They keep coming to this wheelbarrow, but they never stay. And so far nobody's claimed the cauldrons in the bathhouse, which I'm surprised by. Anyway, they're doing fine. I think I'm either just miscounting them, or we've lost 2, and I don't know where they've gone, because I haven't seen any mobs here, there's nowhere for them to go. I haven't seen them get out the village. They'd be on the harbour if they got out that way. I figured out how he got out by the way he climbed up on a hay bale by a house. I think he'd come across the roof. Anyway, yes, enough about the villagers. I have... oh! Not quite sure why I did that. I now have an awful lot of shulker boxes to clear out again. Ah. But I've done what I wanted to. I wanted to have a busy week of building, and that is certainly what I've had. So I think next week I'll try and keep it a little more sensible. I will, parkour. I'll try and keep it a little more sensible. I'll just build this lighthouse and probably just leave it at that as a main build, and then work on things like paths and infrastructure. Maybe a bit of clearing, maybe putting some custom trees in, because it is getting a little tree bare. It is also a little blocky, because they're all just naturally generated trees. We shall see what happens. Sometimes I start filming and I'm like, nope, I want to build stuff, I want to do a lot this week, and other weeks I'm like, no, I want to explore. So we'll see. I can make a plan, doesn't mean I'll stick to it. But I think I will call it here for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you again next week. Bye bye for now.